It's Friday night, and live on 2K Sports, we're going to bring you the NBA and all its excitement. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. We've got the visiting team taking on Florida. Now the starting group for the visitors. Here's the lob to the hoop. The alley-oop layup, very well done.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. And it's blocked by Lewis. Here's Thunder. Trying to get open is Johnson. It's hauled in by Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson on the wing. Lewis covering. Shot clock at 6. Stolen by Lewis. Fast break. Here comes Florida. Missed inside.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
Passes it to Carmelo. And the shot goes down.
Oh, that could easily have been a three-point play. A little contact, Melo still goes right to it.
Thunder passes to Blackshear. Here's Thunder. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Well, this is the kind of pass that gets everyone excited. It's also how you build great team chemistry.
Last game for Florida, they picked up the win against the Wolverines. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Kicks it to Carmelo. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Florida with the rebound.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this, Greg. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
Now here's Lewis after the miss from Martin. Florida needs to get off a shot. Fades back, and he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, the size advantage playing a big part there. Just calmly rises and fires.
Pass to Carmelo. Let's go. Busts the J after the cagey pass fake.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
1:58 left in the first quarter of the game. Ring shot on the way. They grabbed their own miss. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. They get a hand on it. One-on-one fast break. And it's good. 2 points. And that ties it up.
You know, guys, Smith not just a three-point threat. Very capable of doing work in the mid-range.
Pass to Lewis. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. We've got 1:13 left to play in the first quarter. Takes a three. Knocks down the three ball.
And he gives up some size on that play, but the defender fails to close the gap.
It's incredible to me how players have become so adept at creating just enough space to get the shot off. Nicely done.
So timeout called here, the first for Florida.
And sometimes from the outside, not always clear what led a coach to call for a timeout.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
A big group substitution here for Florida. The Beast, he's checked in for Blackshear. Payne comes in for Johnson. Mr. Moves checked in for AI. And Speedy subbed in for Thunder. Here's Glover. Who is outside. Five to shoot. Second shot opportunity. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. They get Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, easy call.
Florida shooting their first foul shots of the night here. That free throw missing. Allen Iverson is checked in for Kenyon Martin. And he sinks the second. 35 seconds left to play in the first. And he hits the jump shot. Here's Lewis. Deep, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. The away team, they lead by 2. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
Lewis has gone 1 of 4 from the field. Shake and bake out there with Payne. Then there's Mr. Moves. Then there's Speedy, and it's the Beast in its center. And the foul called on Mr. Moves. That's his first foul. So it's the visitors now. Six to shoot. There's the pass to Watson. And no good. And it's Florida the other way. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. And the foul called on Marcus Camby. That is his first foul of the game. Lewis outside. Glover the pass to Mann. 4 on the shot clock. Releases. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. Lets the 3 fly, and it's Allen Iverson with the 3. 5 points in the game.
And it's encouraging seeing Iverson just bury the 3 ball. When he's got that shot going, he is basically unguardable.
Now a timeout called by Florida. And Florida making a change here. Blackshear's checked in. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Passes it to Payne to the right side. Nailed from three-point land.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Got a piece of it. Man passes to Blackshear. Outside for Lewis. Florida moving that ball around. Just 5 to shoot to the left wing. Here's Man. Got a hand on it.
Melo just reading the play the right way, putting the extra effort to come up with such a nice block. Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Now, here's Watson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Carmelo. From 6 feet. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson.
Well, great vision by Nene, right? I mean, if you're the help defensive guy, you can't leave your man. He's that good a passer.
Glover the pass to Lewis. Watson surveying the D. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Just 4 to shoot. Good on the triple.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Here's Mr. Moves. Shoots. Nice form on the 20-footer. Mr. Moves got 5 points in the quarter.
For viewers, timeout's a chance to check your phone, grab a drink, but for the teams, it's all about business.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
Florida making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Lewis. AI comes in for Mr. Moves. And Thunder subbed in for Speedy. 1:46 left in the first half of basketball. Watson with it. Johnson's there. The pass to Carmelo. Payne grabs the board.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Johnson surveying the floor. He kicks it to AI. And the foul called on Marcus Camby. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's his second foul. Does he take a more cautious approach here the rest of the half?
Florida shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Johnson, he's checked in for Marcus Camby. .110 left now here in the second. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thunder. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. There's a minute left to play in the first half. punches it. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And that's now 6 points for Kenyon Martin.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
AI passes to Thunder. To the middle. Here's Payne. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Floats one. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. Florida trails by 4. Here's Thunder. Kicks it out to Johnson. Pass to AI. Passes to Thunder. Got it off in time. No good on the last second attempt there. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. The away team, they're up by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny, what did you see from them?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
And big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
Well, they're not matching up well defensively, giving up a lot of open looks, a lot of easy points. They're allowing a crazy high shooting percentage, 60% and up. Time to step it up quick.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Nice game. Great performance by Kenyon Martin.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
Oh, Greg, there's no doubt. And he's affected the game in any number of ways, and he's definitely important to the success of this team.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Johnson is out there with Shake and Bake. Then there's Mr. Incredible. Then it's AI. And it's Thunder in at the 1 spot. Teardrop shot. The putback. The rebound by Johnson. Florida trails by 4. AI right side. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his first foul. On defense, the visitors. Pass to Thunder. 5 on the clock. Can't get the bucket from 20 feet out. Thunder's gotten just 1 of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Thunder is out there with AI. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Mr. Incredible. And it's Lewis in at small forward. Shot from 12. Moves back up. Can't hit that one. And it's Florida the other way.
Well, when you've been struggling as he has, you love that your teammates have really stepped up and taken the challenge.
Always going up for the alley-oop here. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Thunder. Sweet little floater. Thunder's got his second bucket of the night.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
Knocks it loose. Now Lewis. And there's the pass to AI. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Florida making some changes. Mr. Moves checked in for AI. And Speedy subbed in for Thunder. So it's Florida now. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. The shot that time, not on target.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
Passes it to Carmelo. That's tipped. Pass to Man. Dishes it to Lewis. Ball's knocked loose. And here we go. And Shake and Bake picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. From beyond the arc, connects from three-point range. He has 6. Florida trails by 5. Pass to Blackshear. Now the pass to Glover. Florida moving that ball around. Clock at 6. Deep three-point range. Shot clock reset for Florida. Knocked loose on Monday, then on Thursday. There's 1:47 left to play here in the third.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And the guys get a little bit of a break. Mentally, physically, just recharge here quickly.
Payne, he's checked in for Florida. Thunder comes in for Speedy. And there's 1:45 left in the third quarter. Now the dish to Watson. Kicks it to Carmelo. Three-pointer. Rebound by Johnson.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Here's Mr. Moves. He's covered by Watson. The shot will not fall. Mr. Moves gone 2 for 7 from the field. Watson with it. No points in the game yet for him. He's guarded by Johnson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From 6 feet, basket counts. And that's now 6 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Now, just such a high percentage look, but with Melo, it's almost just a given. Tough to stop.
Here's Mr. Moves. He's got 5. Passes it to Thunder. And here is Johnson. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Florida making some changes. Shake and Bake comes in for Payne. And AI subbed in for Mr. Moves. 29 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Allen Iverson on the wing. He has 5. 16 seconds left in the third quarter. Watson's shot is good. Here's Thunder. Out to the wing. They could use a bucket. He beat the buzzer!
Delivery at the buzzer. That is beautifully done.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
And to me, the way you end quarters impacts how you...
The third quarter comes to a close. The away team up by 7. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
Greg, he's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Florida trails by 7. Blackshear out there with Johnson. Then there's Shake and Bake. And it's Thunder. And it's AI in at the 2-guard spot. Lewis outside. 6 on the shot clock. Poked away. Fast break. Here we go. Drops in the breakaway layup. That's now 8 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, nice defense there by Anthony, creating the transition opportunity. Terrific heads-up play.
Now a timeout called by Florida. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Florida's head coach was saying to the team. He said, if we're going to pull this out, we have to do it as a team. We have to rely on one another, trust one another, and help one another. Let's go get this. Kevin, back to you.
Blackshear misses. The possibility here of pushing their lead to double digits.
And mentally, I think it makes this an even bigger edge.
And it's J.R. Smith with the 3.
Oh, J.R. has no problem drilling a shot from that kind of range.
AI passes to Lewis. Pass to Thunder. Back to Lewis. Tries a 3. The offensive rebound. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and then to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Shot clock at 6. And a wide open look for AI. Carries it from three-point range.
Always a bonus when points come from unlikely sources. And you can see this guy's been working on that shot.
It's tipped out of bounds. Florida takes possession. Florida trails by 7. Here's Thunder. Out to AI. From past the arc. Kenyon Martin comes up with the rebound.
Well, they are daring him to miss, and he obliges.
The pass to Carmelo. Releases. On the money with the open jumper.
And no surprise here, right? This guy is not only a gifted player, but he is so smart on the offensive end.
Thunder passes to Johnson. Here's AI. Cans it from downtown. AI's got 6 here in this quarter.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done. And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under it.
We've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Carmelo Anthony.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Good on the short little jump shot.
That attack mentality like he does so often. Melo just putting on an offensive clinic here.
Here's Thunder. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Johnson outside. 5 to shoot. In the corner, it's AI. Off target from outside. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Watson for three. They get it again. With the second effort, he lays it in. 14 points for Carmelo Anthony.
You know, you have to like the activity from your superstar. Anthony staying involved even off the basketball.
Now a timeout called by Ford. They're trailing by 10. 1:03 left in the fourth quarter of this one. J.R. Smith's checked in for Nene. Here's Thunder. He kicks to AI. There's 53 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Six to shoot. Trying his luck from deep. The shot, no good. And it's Florida the other way. From deep. But they get it back. And once again off the mark by Florida. And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
And so the road team gets the W in this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Alder, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.